I stand in awe of you, holy God, to whom all praise is due. I stand in awe of you.
One night, we just were awakened by our son just screaming in pain, and we ran in, and he had this horrible neck ache. After 3 weeks of this, I took him back into the doctor and I said, hey, something isn't right. Something's clearly not right, and I'm starting to get really worried. So the next day was the day that literally just rocked our worlds. We took him in for what was supposed to be a routine MRI that was going to eliminate anything bad. And the MRI was still going on over 6 hours later. And finally, the doctor called us into a conference room, and when we got there, he was in tears. And he said, your son has the largest spinal cord tumor I've ever seen. He is definitely in stage 4 of brain and spine cancer. Praying for us as well, which I think really was the game changer for us. It wasn't so much that we were the prayer warriors, but there were so many prayer warriors fighting for us. We had almost 70 people in the waiting room for his first surgery that were just lined up around the room, just kneeling down, praying for hours in the waiting room. We had people going round the clock, taking turns, 24 hours in the chapel down below in the hospital, praying for our son. That went on for almost 10 days. You know, throughout that, you're crying out to God. You're crying out in a guttural way, God, please, please save my son. Please help me. And I think for Kristen and I, the saving grace of it all was the sheer knowledge that God cared, that he heard those cries, and that he cared more than we did. Like, this was more important to him than it was to me. So I could cry out and know I'm not just yelling into space. I'm yelling into the arms of a loving God who knows exactly what it's like to lose a son. Sometime around 2 o'clock in the morning, Daniel's arms were just thrashing through the air, just thrashing. He was like, Jesus, holy God, help me. And I was just trying to calm him down. I was rubbing his head. He grabbed my lapel, and he pulled me down. He's like, Dad, why won't Jesus help me? There aren't really any answers that work in that moment. And I said, so we know that God is good, and we know he's worthy to be praised, so let's just do that. So we started singing at the top of our lungs at 2 o'clock in the morning in the hospital. I stand in awe of you, holy God, to whom all praise is due. I stand in awe of you. We're just screaming out. Nurses are coming running in, and here we are just worshiping. And the nurse was asking me, what's going on? And I tried to explain to her what was happening, and I turned around, and Daniel had fallen asleep. And the next morning he woke up, and he was on a much lower dose of morphine, and we moved on, we moved forward. You know, Daniel's story, he was given zero chance to survive. Zero chance. I mean, I had a doctor look me right in the eye and say, there is zero chance your son will survive this cancer. But my son is here. In fact, in June, my son is going to get married to the woman of his dreams. And that's a miracle.